but I love traditional knives. I love traditional slip joint folding knives. And guess who else knows? Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery, because he sent this along. Thanks, Scott. I really appreciate it. This thing's awesome. He sent this along for us to take a look at. So let's turn this around and take a look at one of the best slip joint traditional grandfather style folders you're going to see. All right, guys, this is that Barlow knife that Scab sent me. Now, it's done by Rosecraft Blades. And the reason we started with it open is this is a fingerprint magnet. I just cleaned it up right before we started. So these things are incredible. And I have to tell you, the reason I like another knife is the same reason I like this. Hang on a second. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. It's the Jack Wolf Knives Midnight Jack folding, or a fixed blade, the EDC fixed. This thing is actually incredible. And the reason I like this is the same reason I like this. And we're going to get into that. And it's the blade shape. This has got one of the most functional blade shapes you're going to come across, as does that Midnight Jack EDC fix. It's done in a sheep's foot fashion, and it just is so functional, so great for cutting. Like I said, I have been using this. Well, I don't know if I've told you yet. At any rate, I've been using this a good bit. I just cleaned it up right before the video. My wife just got back from Japan, and she had shipped a bunch of things, and we had to cut up the cardboard boxes. I mean, she shipped a lot of stuff. So this has come in really good. This is not a huge knife. On the mat, you're looking at just about 6.5 inches overall, just shy of 6.5 inches. D2 blade on this. It is a traditional slip joint. It's non-locking. So this is not something that is going to be prohibited in, say, England or some of those countries that have a prohibition against locking knives. This thing is absolutely a great little knife. The bolsters on it are done beautifully with the Rosecraft logo on it. And then it's done in the same gray bone that my Rosecraft Clinch River is in. Not a real big knife, so it's comfortable in hand. The blade grind on it has been done very, very well. I did just touch this up. I just put it on a strop because I had been cutting on cardboard, but this D2 is done very well, and it has held up really, really well. Not a lot of scratching and things like that. This knife is just about perfect for a watch pocket. So you just put it in your watch pocket, toss it in there, and you've got a nice little knife that you can carry around and do a bunch of stuff with. Super comfortable because it does have no pocket clip. It is a non-pocket clip knife. So if you want to put this in a pocket, you may want to look at putting it in your watch pocket, or get a slip, a small little slip with a pocket clip on it that you can put in your pocket. There's some of them out there that are available. I personally don't think you need it. Even if you put this down in your pocket and it rolls over, it does not take up that much space. Really nice spring on this with a half stop. It does the walk and talk. It does not slam into the back. And this thing is, I mean, it's stable. Once it's open, it's locked open. It takes a fair bit of pressure to get it to that half stop. And then you don't have to worry about it closing all the way on your hand. Like if you do get into something, it's not going to close on your hand. The grip on it, nice and tapered here, and then it widens up. Really stable in the hand, and it's nicely contoured all the way around, which means no sharp edges, no hot spots, no discomfort. You can really bear down on this. The way that they've done this, you can't even feel that spot there. You can rub it with your fingernail and kind of hit it, but when you run your finger over it, you can't even feel where the lock, the back spring, marries up with the blade. Super good. No centering issues. And like I said, this thing came insanely sharp. You've got this nice area here where you get the look and facet of that, but it also does a good bit to help thin that tip down. It brings that material down so that you've got a nice piercing tip if you need it, if you need to pop into something and then cut. And then the position of the nail nick is just perfect. You don't actually need the nail nick. You can just grab the blade because it has that nice humped area there where you can just grab a hold of it. So everything so far has been pretty good. I have a couple little things that I have noticed about it. So no knife is ever perfect. If you guys are new to the channel, you know I like to do, you don't know I like to do this. We're going to talk about the negative stuff, flip side of the knife, flip side of the story. So only a couple little things. Fingerprint magnet aside, the blade, I would have liked to have seen the blade done in a different material or have a coating. I can rust D2 steel really easily. It does not hold up real well. I have to stay on top of it or it'll rust. I would like to have seen an option in this in more of a more stainless type of steel than this. The next thing, I love how these bolsters look, but these are sharp. I'm going to do it to my clinch river. If this was my knife, I would probably take this out, put it on my grinder, and hit those little points right there with the Scotch-Brite just to knock those sharp edges off. They are relatively abrupt and sharp. It's not a hot spot per se, but you definitely can feel it if you're bearing down. Like when you're bearing down and you got your finger in or you're cutting, you can definitely feel it. I just think comfort-wise, I would just put this on my small Scotch-Brite and just round that over on those little points. And then here's one you're not going to hear me say very often. This could have done with a lanyard hole or a post. I have my clinch river here. I put a lanyard on this because it definitely does help. This is something that it allows you to like have a little bit of a spot to pull this out of your pocket if you want. You can see this gets used a lot. You can pull this out of your pocket this way. And if you've got bigger hands and you're down here, it kind of just gives you a little bit more to hold on to on this knife. This one, not so much, but on this, I think that the addition to this, to have a lanyard, you would have that lanyard in your hand and it just would give you a little bit more to hold on to. Because for me, this is just about a 3-finger knife. When I get it in the position I want, it's just about a 3, maybe 3.5 finger grip on this knife. So not a big deal on that, but I think, yeah, a lanyard, the availability of a lanyard, even if it was to put a little post in here, I think would have been nice to have had that, or a lanyard hole. So other than that, I love the way it looks. It's just a gorgeous knife. All of the Rosecraft blades slip joints have just been gorgeous and amazing from what I've seen. So is this a yup or no on this real first impressions? I mean, I've only been carrying it maybe 3 days. It's a yup. It's a yup. I just can't go wrong with the Rosecraft, especially their traditional slip joints. Yeah, that's magnetic. So absolutely could not recommend this more highly. I'm going to give this the full review. I know that Scab did one where he carried one for like, I want to say he carried it for like 40 days and it was cutting everything under the sun before it needed sharpened and stuff like that. So guys, let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, send you out about your day. So there you go, guys. This is kind of first impressions. I really haven't done a lot with this. I have, however, opened a bunch of packages and cut down a bunch of boxes because my wife sent a bunch of stuff from Japan before they got back. So it's been getting used and this thing absolutely is great. So guys, that's it on this one. You know how to support the channel. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment. The best thing you can do. But you can also follow all of the affiliate links down below if you're going to buy knives or knife associated gear. I also have an Amazon store down below. There's a couple of those links down below that will actually save you 10% at checkout. That's Coffee Brand Coffee and Tempered Trail. They've got a discount built in. Coffee Brand Coffee, absolutely the best coffee you're going to find. And there's no politics or anything involved. So they're not a woke company or a non-woke company. They're just in the middle. I also have got a coupon code that will save you 10% at KATSU Knives, 10% at Rosecraft Blades, 10% at Fair and Forged Knife Works. And that coupon code is crazysharp, all one word. And I have a membership down below. If you're interested in that, get in on that. I've got a bunch of stuff that I'm going to do the giveaway videos for. It's like 3 or 4 items that I'm giving away to the paying members. And I have a public Discord down below. So check that one out. Guys, that's it on this one. I love you all. Keep it clean in the comments section. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.